Good.
Yeah, it's not going to work, and that's why I think the statistic is that like 4% of people that set out to buy a business actually do.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you know,
on that, real quick, I do think it's cool to tell your friends, I'm looking to buy a business, but you're really not serious. I do think that is a whole thing, that there's a whole
yeah,
culture of buyers. There's dudes I've seen on Twitter for years now that are buying a business or trying to buy a
searching.
business, and yeah, searchers, and it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, if you were really searching, you could have found a deal by now.
you
It's
could
not
have.
easy. It's not easy, but it's doable.
Yep. It's doable, but I will say I think it's also a little bit of a grace that they don't buy the business
Yes. Yeah.
because I actually think that most people shouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't I just think that it's especially difficult to go from the corporate world to Main Street, okay?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because it's just, you know, it's just very difficult to go from your corporate job, which is largely very cushy. And I'm not saying that they, aren't, it's not hard work, but usually you're on a much bigger team. You're very focused in one,
Yeah.
pretty much one direction. You have a huge amount of resources at your fingertips
Mm-hmm.
that's provided to you by your large corporation, and none of that exists in Main Street. None
Yeah.
of that exists. You don't have the luxury to focus on one thing on any day. I mean, you have
Right.
to spin 10 different plates every single day. I mean, you're like a circus act, a walking
Mm-hmm.
circus act, and you're going to put in more hours than you do at your corporate job, and you're going to have less resources, less access, and nobody really cares. Like in corporate, there's your resume and your LinkedIn
Mm-hmm.
and like your upward mobility and your track and just like all the different opportunities. Main Street could care less about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I just don't think most people should buy businesses.